Hello and welcome to Jerry Savage Court. Alongside Alex Emdy, I'm Donnie Irwin, and we are bringing you today's matchup against the Goretti High Gaels and the Loyola Dons. Alex, what are some of the keys to the game?
All right, so as we're seeing here in warm-ups, the Gaels are on a hot streak of winning 6 in a row to move to 6-1 on the year. We talked to big man Chidnake for Loyola, and he said they've got to stop the turnovers and contain Goretti's big men, as they have several guys over 6'5", especially R.J. Blakeney, who likes to shoot the three. He's only a sophomore, 6'5", as well as number 3 Elijah Clarence, a junior.
Absolutely. You saw Loyola struggle giving up offensive rebounds against Mount St. Joe. They really got to make sure to box out, and I think Chidnake is going to be a real big part of that.
Definitely. And throw Cortland Nelson in that mix as well. Loyola is heavily undersized, but one thing they can work to their advantage is their outside perimeter game, which has been clicking over the past couple weeks with guys like J.J. Hallaby with a great mid-range game, and then Kenny Lewis, who's been hot from downtown.
Absolutely. The key of the game is going to be, can Loyola hit their outside shots, maybe get the maybe get Goretti to go small and play towards theirs game. And then Goretti's going to look to attack the Loyola's 4 down low and use the size to their advantage.
Exactly. Building off of what you said, Loyola needs good shot efficiency, which has been up and down and inconsistent this season. They need to pick their shots well, work deep into the shot clock, not take any bad shots, and just execute.
Absolutely. So that was our pregame. We're going to take a short break from Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex MD.
Be back in a few. Welcome back to Jerry Savage Court. Tip-off's about to get underway here. And looks like coming out on the court so far, the Gaels are going to have a bit of a size advantage, like we talked about in the pregame.
Yes, that is an understatement, as they're throwing their big lineup out here from the start. As Loyola go with Watson, Hallaby at the guards, Lewis, and Chidnake and Cameron Shaw playing a bit of a smaller lineup, which is very intriguing.
Absolutely. I mean, if I look at this, 4 out of the 5 guys can shoot the 3 on the floor for the Dons, and Nake's got a pretty solid mid-range game, so they're going to try to shoot their way out of it early. And the tip, Watson handles the tip, and we're underway. Watson brings the ball up. Picked up his dribble, passes it to Hallaby. Hallaby on the wing, gives it back to Watson up top.
Gaels showing some aggressive defense early, pressuring the ball carrier.
Nake has it at the top of the key. Struggling with the loose ball, Watson recovers. Lewis going to fire one from the outside. And splash. Lewis looks like he's going to get it going early.
That's a perfect start there as Watson comes up with a steal.
And it's block. Rebound Harris. Kuhn driving. Passes it off. And it's an offensive foul. You saw Nake draw a few of those against Mount St. Joe. And he's really great on the defensive end.
Exactly. That's up to 8 offensive charges drawn there by Chidnake. Really does a great job of getting his feet set. And that's going to help out when you have a size disadvantage as Loyola does. You got to take advantage of the other categories, like the intangibles like that.
And the ref stops the play. Not sure what the problem is here.
Seems to be a bit of a problem with the shot clock. Checking into the game is number 32, Mario Mating.
And Shaw drives, draws the foul, caught the Gaels off guard there. They weren't quite ready for the inbound. Looks
And
like, unlike what we expected, Loyola is really keen on attacking the rim early in this game.
exactly, and drawing fouls is one of their strengths, as Cam Shaw is a frequent visitor to the free throw line.
Shaw knocks the first one in. Checking in is Bryant Shives, a very pure shooter in warm-ups. He was barely missing any shots, so maybe they'll try to get him some open looks.
Exactly, and Goretti has a very deep roster. Big men, as we've seen in the pregame, as well as guys that can space out the floor with their three-point ability.
Absolutely. Clarence passes it over to Harris. Harris back to Clarence. Clarence over to Mac. Mac back to Clarence. Loyola playing good defense, not giving the Gaels the drive. Ball movement here. And another offensive foul drawn. And 2 turnovers early, and it seems like the Gaels are having trouble getting some offensive momentum.
Exactly, they look very uncomfortable not getting into their offensive sets, as I think the nerves are showing up in this environment. I mean, Baltimore Catholic League school that the Gaels are unused to playing MIA competition.
And Nake with the trouble. Couldn't make up his mind between hitting it to Shaw or taking the shot for himself, and that just happens.
Loyola showing a bit of a half-court press to start this game.
Nake in transition. Finds Watson. Watson drew the foul, unable to finish, but he will go to line for 2.
Loyola has come out with a very high energy, fast pace of play, and if you're Coach Diwali early on, you really got to like what you're seeing so far.
Absolutely. Your guys are playing good defense, drawing 2 offensive fouls already, and you're attacking the basket. You're really playing against your strength, and you're attacking the Gaels' size and getting them in foul trouble.
Like we mentioned in the pregame, execution would be a huge part of Loyola's success, limiting the turnovers, and that's exactly what they've done so far, as they have not turned it over once.
Watson unable to convert on either free throw attempt. Shives driving, nowhere to go. Passes it out to Harris. Mac's going to try one from about 14. No good, rebound Nake. Hallaby in transition, looking to get something going. Over to Watson. Watson's going to try one. No good. Rebound Kuhn. Harris attacking. Out to Kuhn. Kuhn's going to try one for 3. No good.
Goretti just can't seem to buy a shot in the opening few minutes of the quarter.
Lewis no good. Rebound Nake. And Nake travels.
Although that was a travel, great play by Nake on the offensive glass to follow up the shot. Unluckily tripped over his teammate. But still, Loyola has managed to keep up the intensity.
Absolutely, and you look at the pace here. Neither team really shooting the ball all that well, and but they're still going at each other. Nobody's really inclined to slow it down yet.
I think Goretti's going to have to start working it down low, as they've settled for some three-point shots, but they've got to use that size advantage to their advantage.
And Clarence knocks down the 3. Goretti may be a big team, but they still have some outside shooters you have to be wary of. Hallaby has it up top. It looks like Goretti's implementing more of like a zone trap system, much like Jim Boeheim's Syracuse team.
Exactly, that's the 2-3 zone that Indian Creek threw at the Dons too. That worked, and I'm sure Goretti picked up on that.
Hallaby looking to dribble out of that, but that's not the way to break this zone. You're really going to have to look to shoot out of it and get open looks.
And that's Elijah Clarence leading the press. Hallaby doesn't have very much breathing room.
But Nake's going to fire, gets it. They benefited from a Goretti defender losing his footing. Kuhn's going to take it. Layup no good. Good find there.
Yeah, beautiful cut by him there, just unable to finish.
Absolutely. Harris finding him, and Naka's going to take it again. No good. Rebound Clarence. Clarence looking to drive. He's going to pass it off, and the foul is drawn by R.J. Blackney, and he will be shooting two.
So Chidnake really making his presence felt so far in the opening stages of this game. Has usually provided solid stat lines, but he's been more of a quieter force. But he's gotten defensive boards, drawing charges, knocking down jumpers. Really got to like his game so far.
Absolutely, and people really don't give these big guys enough credit. They're not really the scorers usually, but they do every other aspect. They rebound, play defense, and protect the paint. And Rashawn Edwards checks in for Blackney, and we've already seen about 3 or 4 substitutions for Goretti, and you talked about their depth.
Exactly. Every man on this roster can knock down a three.
And the press for Goretti working, and Clarence is going to try one from the corner. No good. Rebound Shaw. Shaw in transition. Shaw with a beautiful Euro step. Acrobatic layup, no good. Rebound Clarence, and foul's going to be called.
And getting set to check in is forward number 32, Cortland Nelson, for his first action tonight. And off comes Chidnake, who has really propelled this good start for Loyola.
Absolutely, and you got to give Chid some rest, but they're going to hope to get him in as soon as possible. He's just such a presence down low. But Nelson brings a new aspect. They're going even smaller, and now almost every single person on the floor for Loyola can shoot the three. And senior Patrick Norris checks in, giving Amari Watson some rest.
It's interesting. Our star player, Elijah Clarence, really hasn't gotten acclimated to the game yet.
And comes right back in, Blackney. And you see Goretti generating 2 turnovers for this press. How would Loyola go about breaking it?
You've got to find a cutter right in the soft zone of the press, which will open up the backside for cutters like Nake and Norris.
Goretti moving the ball, and that's the 3rd offensive foul. And that was a good call. Had his feet set, and the driver for Goretti lowered his shoulder. So 3 offensive fouls early.
And Coach Tavalli's messages in practice over the last 12 years definitely paying off, as his guys definitely know how to get their feet set.
And Lewis is going to hit another one, and some might say that Kenny Lewis is feeling it a little bit so far.
That's for sure, and he's been on fire these last 2 games.
And the Goretti is still implementing that zone. Lewis dribbling out of it. Over to Hallaby. Hallaby with the travel. Started moving before he started dribbling. Sometimes your mind moves faster than your body.
Now, it's interesting. We really haven't seen any of Goretti's big men post up yet. So we've either seen them settle for drives or threes.
Clarence has it in the corner, over to Kuhn. Kuhn's going to try one from about 8, and he'll get it to go. Just beautiful shot, put it right on the glass.
A beautiful no-look pass there by Elijah Clarence, and that might be a bucket that could get this team going a bit.
2:50 remaining in the quarter. Loyola's up 3. Shaw over to Hallaby. Hallaby gives it right back.
Shaw nearly walked there.
Lewis is going to try a 3rd one, and he gets it to go. Kenny Lewis is definitely feeling it so far, and you talked about how important the outside ball was for Loyola. And miscommunication here, loose ball, and a foul's going to be called, and a little scrum breaking out here.
Gotta like the effort by the Dons, like Hallaby, who was way behind the play, dove in there to secure the ball.
And it's going to be a little break in the action here. And a Shaw will be called on Cameron Shaw. So a loose ball foul. But you gotta like the if you're Coach Tavalli, you gotta like the the way the Dons are playing on defense with so much
Exactly.
tenacity.
It's been a very scrappy game so far as Loyola is starting to implement a 2-3 press of its own.
Clarence at the top of the key. In the corner. Blackney going to throw it all the way across. Kuhn driving, and and he traveled. And Dubam Nake, brother of Chid Nake, is going to check in.
As well as Mario Mating for the Gaels.
It looks like they're Goretti still sticking with that zone despite Kenny Lewis getting a couple open looks. Halby finds Nelson in the middle.
Looks like a 1-3-1 zone right now by the Gaels, throwing a lot of different looks at this offense.
Absolutely, and the 1-3-1 zone is so useful because you can either play like a trap scheme at the top or you can have that top one follow star player around the floor. It's very versatile.
Clarence is stripped out of bounds. The Gaels will retain possession underneath the basket.
Mack inbounds it. Wide open is Edwards in the corner for three.
Wide open, and that was just a miscommunication as they did not account for the backdoor cutter.
And Lewis finds Nelson right in the middle, and he will take advantage of that 1-3-1 zone being weak in the center.
Yeah, Don's wasting no time to get on the scoreboard.
Clarence no good. And kickball violation. Good defense by Blackney. And Jay Kuhn as well as Amir Harris are going to check in, two starters. And you see how frequently head coach is subbing for Goretti.
Yeah, Coach Miller really likes to utilize his bench to the fullest, as we just saw Mating check in. About 15 seconds later, he's back off.
And you see that strength of that 1-3-1. They put R.J. Blackney up at the one, who has so much length, and it really he just creates so much havoc on the passing lanes.
Exactly. J.J. Hallaby looks a little bit dazed by this press. He finds Lewis and try to work out of it.
And there's that length of Blackney in transition. And it looked like Blackney might have pushed Hallaby there.
Yeah, he got away with one there. Bad call by the officials, as he clearly extended that right arm of his.
And then two more sub in here. About two every minute sub in for Goretti.
It's really keeping their guys fresh as they look energized,
Absolutely.
especially on the defensive
But
end.
one of the downsides is that you don't let anybody really get into any momentum here. You've seen people who have hit a few shots just come right off and right back on, and what that does is that that really doesn't allow you to get any momentum going.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting strategy to say the least. Not one you see too often.
Lewis going to pull up. Misses it by about a quarter inch. Rebound Mack. Mack in transition. He's going to find Edwards. Edwards just missed it. Rebound Hallaby. And Hallaby's going to hold it here. Probably holding for the last shot.
I want to look like forgot three-point shooters like Norris and Lewis in these last few seconds.
Lewis. 8 seconds left. Hallaby at the top of the key. Hallaby looking to drive over to Norris. And they drew the foul. Not a very smart foul there with 1 second on the shot clock.
All right, so Loyola bringing it all the way down. It'll be interesting to see if they can run a bit of a pick and roll, something towards the basket, or to get up a three in the closing seconds of the first quarter.
Yeah, if you can get it to Lewis here, that's fantastic, as he is red hot right now. But I'd look to try to get it to somebody else, because you know they're going to be looking out for him.
Yeah, like look for Nake maybe sneakily to cut to the basket.
And Norris is going to try one, and that's no good. So that's going to bring the end of the first quarter from Donnie Irwin.
I'm Alex MD.
We'll be back to bring you the second. Welcome back. Start of the second quarter here. Dons lead the Gaels 15-13, and that's been a pretty even match so far.
Has a very high-paced game, dominated especially by Goretti on the defensive end, who have employed several different zone looks to confuse the Loyola offense.
Blackney has in the corner, cross court to Kuhn, and Kuhn's going to step on the end line. A pretty foolish mistake there by Kuhn. In a close game, you really want to try to limit your turnovers.
Right, and that was a cross-court pass. You got to hit that one on the mark.
Shaw with the ball. Back to Watson. Over to Norris in the corner. Norris tipped out of bounds, and this zone is causing a little bit of trouble for Loyola.
Right, and guys like Clarence getting their hands in the passing lane, as that's got to be about the 6th deflected pass.
.18 seconds on the shot clock. Watson has it. Over to Nelson. Goretti looking to trap. Norris has it in the corner for Shaw. Shaw's going to try one, and he gets it to go. That's what you need to try to do in this zone, to shoot your way out of it. And about the 10-footer is good by Harris.
So Goretti responding immediately. They're really trying to claw their way back into this game, and they've been successful so far.
That's correct. Watson has it, top of the key. Nelson has it. Shaw has it. Nelson in the corner looking to drive, and he walked. We've seen that twice happen, once to Hallaby. You just get a little bit ahead of yourself.
You got to feel pretty good about the defensive play if you're head coach Matt Miller. I mean, getting their hands in the passing lane, picking off some passes, but the offensive end has not clicked as well so far.
No, it is not, but if you're Coach Miller, you really have to understand that 12 of the 18 points for Loyola have come from the 3 ball. So if that starts to, Loyola starts to struggle with that shot, then...
Exactly. The 3-point shot is very volatile. Can't rely on that throughout the whole game, as they say. If you live by the 3, you die by the 3, so eventually the hot streak may end. But so far, so good for the Dons from downtown.
Absolutely. And it's going to be 1-1 here. No, it will not be. Some miscommunication between the referees. Mack gives it over. Blackney. Mack's going to throw one over into Blackney. Blackney in the paint. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound Norris. And Watson will bring it up. And there you see R.J. Blackney just really giving Loyola trouble at the top of the key.
He's been all over the court this evening. And Matt Miller looks a bit disgruntled right now with some of the calls being made.
Absolutely, and I think there have been some missed calls on both sides.
Definitely.
Watson into Norris. Norris working in the post a little bit here. You normally don't see him in that type of position. Shaw looking to drive. Over to Nake, and that will be a turnover. Nake's 3rd turnover of the game, and he's been played fantastic on defense, but he has struggled a little bit on offense tonight.
He has, as Loyola has been inconsistent on the offensive end. They have a few streaks of shots made, and then for streaks of time, they can't seem to hit anything.
Blackney for 3, that will not fall. Rebound Nake. Watson looking to go in transition, and he will set it up.
Had Nake over there on the roll, but Watson unable to find him.
Right, there's a carry. Loyola really needs to limit these turnovers. They're not even forced. They're just committing, like I said, unforced errors.
Right,
that's really going to hurt them.
That was one of our keys to the game coming in. Limit those turnovers, which they did flawlessly in the first quarter, but that's up to 4 turnovers in the second. Harris has it at the top of the key. To Clarence.
Kuhn sets the screen for Clarence. Clarence losing his footing here, and that's going to be a travel.
So Clarence getting a bit ahead of himself as he walked. And both teams are trading turnovers right now. Bit of a sloppy quarter so far.
Absolutely, and it's going to see who gets their offense going first. Both teams playing really very stellar on the defensive end so far. Shaw has it in the corner. Knockhead calling for it in the post. Shaw driving here, and he'll be shooting too. That's what Shaw doing really a good job of penetrating and drawing the foul.
Could have had the end one if it weren't for a lucky roll, but you gotta like Shaw's aggression right now, driving to the basket and drawing the fouls.
Absolutely, and Loyola's main sources of points have really been from the perimeter and from the charity strike. Do you think they're looking to just keep doing that, or
exactly?
maybe
Loyola, as of right now, has the highest amount of free throws per game in the MIA. And that's definitely a formula for success for the Dons.
Shaw knocks them both down. Looks like Loyola's implementing a little bit of a press here. Clarence driving, he fought, beautiful pass, and throwing it down is Blackney. Tenacious jam, and Clarence is really doing us a fantastic job of finding people.
That's the first time we've really seen Goretti get acclimated. That's a play we haven't seen all game.
Absolutely, and even if it isn't even really a design play, that's just good basketball.
Right, Clarence did a great job of the head fake, immediately dropping 3 defenders to get his man open for the backdoor cut.
7 seconds on the shot clock. The Dons looking to get something going here. Shaw has it, and he traveled. Third travel of the quarter for the Dons, and I guess this is a pretty big game for them, and the nerves are just getting to them.
As you heard Coach Tavalli tell JJ there for a bounce pass, which would have been better suited for Shaw in traffic. But it's just little mistakes like that that have caused these turnovers.
Blackney in the corner. Stolen by Lewis. Lewis going to take it, and he's going to lay it up and in. Lewis already in double digits with 11 points, and scores 22-17. Clarence has it over to Blackney. Kuhn calling for it in the post. And Blackney's going to take it, and it was on the floor. That was pretty close, so it could have been called both ways.
Could have gone either way, just like you said. But Goretti starting to drive the basket with aggression as they're drawing some fouls of their own. And one more, and they'll be in the bonus.
Mack has it up top into Kuhn. Kuhn looking to work in the paint a little bit here. Back out to Mack. Clarence now has it at the top of the key. Harris trying to find Blackney inside again, but really good defense by Shaw down low.
All right, and Thomas has done a great job of facilitating on these last couple drives. If you see 2 or 3 Don's defenders swarm to him, which creates open shots for his teammates.
Kuhn gets it down low and nearly completes the end one here. And he's going to be going to the line.
All right, and Kuhn just out-muscled Hallaby there.
And he gets the first one to go, near perfect form. And Shives and Mading check in. Out comes Blackney. He really deserves a rest. He's really played well so far in this game.
And they've brought in their rebounding specialist Mating here, unable to secure the rebound.
Halby setting it up. Over to Lewis. Lewis is going to try one from way outside, and he gets it to go. Kenny Lewis with 14 of Loyola's 25 points so far.
Yeah, you could say he's feeling it right now as he knocks down his 4th 3.
Mading gonna try one, and it's wet. Mading really good in the corner. You saw that in the warm-ups, and he's just contributes in all aspects of the game, rebounding, defense, as well as perimeter and inside scoring.
Exactly. He's basically a perfect package.
Shaw gonna try one now, just short. There you go, rebound Mading, but Nake with the quick hands able to get it. And he's gonna set it up top for Hallaby. Lewis gonna try one very deep, and he gets it to go. Kenny Lewis having a fantastic game here.
And
late
the man
in the second
just
quarter.
cannot miss. He's got ice in his veins. And Loyola student section and fans getting excited, as are the players, as Lewis has taken the team on his back for the time being, as he just knocked down his 5th three-pointer of the game.
I know, that just fantastic play from Lewis. Didn't really think he would be having a game like this. It's really impressive. Like you said earlier in this game, Alex, the perimeter shot, Loyola kind of lives or die by it. And when it's hot, and it's really hard to beat them when they're shooting like this.
You gotta get the ball in the hands of the guy with a hot hand, and Loyola's done a great job of that, especially Hallaby, who draws 2 defenders and kicks it out to Lewis, who seemed to have several uncontested shots.
Now, if you're Goretti right now, how do you respond?
You got to work to your advantage, which is the size. You got to find those backdoor cutters just like there. Split the zone in the soft spot.
Kuhn's going to try one very deep, no good. Rebound Lewis, and there's going to be a foul called here on Blackney.
Yeah, Goretti, it's only a 7-point lead for Loyola, but trying to shoot their way back into it, and I don't think that's the formula for success. You got to really get it down low and out-muscle Loyola's undersized forwards.
And the foul was actually called on Loyola there. It looked like the Loyola rebounder had positioning. Not sure what the ref saw during that play. And Blackney completes both free throws. And there's going to be a few substitutions in here. 147, 5-point game. Loyola leads 28-23. Goretti looking to implement a press here. Ball inbounded to Lewis. Lewis going to bring it up on his own. Guarded
Anake has a big matchup.
A height advantage if I've ever seen one. And the foul will be called on Josh Mack.
And Hallaby finds his way to the line after he drew the blocking foul. He'll shoot 1-1.
And Shives checks out. And in comes substitution. Kuhn checks in. And Hallaby will be shooting 1-1. First one is good. And apparently
miscommunication there, as Hallaby should have had a second shot after he made the first one.
Yeah, if I'm my math may not be the best, but I believe that 1 + 1 is 2. And the second one is no good here. Rebound Blackney. And pass a little bit high for Shives there. And it will be going the other way. And once again, 2 subs for Goretti.
Right, and Goretti just comes up empty on that possession once again. You got to get it into the hands of your playmaker, Clarence, and he'll do the rest, finding open man. But have been content to just take threes and have been unsuccessful.
Absolutely. It is, keep in mind, Alex, that it is still only a 6-point game.
Right, so this is not insurmountable. But if you're Goretti, you got to work it down low.
Nake offensive rebound. Shives gets it off to the miss. Mack driving, going to kick it out. And beautiful drive here by Rashawn Edwards. And Lewis will take it off the inbound. He's going to find Nake. Nake working down low. Beautiful move. And misses the end one. So about 3 of these shots that would be end ones have rimmed out tonight for Loyola. It's really unlucky.
That's right. Nevertheless, though, you got to be encouraged by guys like Nake drawing fouls. Nice pump fake to get to the basket.
And Nake at the line. Just short. And Mack and Edwards sub out. Kuhn and Blackney come in. And some fans for Goretti showing their distaste with said call. Nake shooting his second of 2. No good. Rebound to Kuhn.
That's one area Nake really needs to improve on is his free throw game.
And some might call that a makeup call. Kenny Lewis called for playing some defense on the perimeter.
All right, and as we approach halftime, Loyola only giving up 25 points. In each of their wins this season, they've held their opponents under 50.
Absolutely, and with 33 seconds remaining, you got to be happy if you're Coach Diwali up 4 here. And 1-1 for Clarence. And he missed. Nake with the rebound. Hallaby will bring it up the court. 27 seconds remaining. Nake has it at the top of the key. That's not really where you want him to have the ball. Over to Hallaby. Nake back to Hallaby. 10 seconds remaining. There is no shot clock. Hallaby looking to work. Nake sets the screen. He finds Lewis. Lewis going to drive. 2 seconds left. 1, and it's no good. So with the score of 29-25, the Dons lead the Gaels. I'm Don Irwin.
I'm Alex Emdy.
And we'll be back to bring you the halftime show. Welcome back to Jerry Savage Court. Start of the second half here. Loyola leads the Goretti Gaels 29-25. And Alex, if you're Coach Duvall, you've got to be happy.
Exactly. We've capitalized on most of the keys we had for today's game, keeping the turnovers fairly low and executing from downtown, led by Kenny Lewis with 14 points in that first half, and he just couldn't miss.
No, he was hitting on all cylinders. And there you see him. Two people rushing to him when he even pump faked. And that's what that's going to do, is that's going to allow other people to get open.
Nice idea. Had Watson open there, but the active defender Clarence got his hand in the way.
And Kuhn with the steal, throws it up. And he saves it. That's not what you want to do. That creates a fast break. Hallaby driving, going to take it to the rack, and he's going to be fouled.
That's what he does well. Reminds me kind of Mallow Trimble, always driving to the basket, trying to draw those fouls.
Absolutely. And Hallaby will be at the line. And he knocks the first one down. And the second one is good as well. Gaels looking to get something going here. Harris going to drive, a little floater, and it's good. It's really what you'd like to see if you're Coach Miller.
Yeah, and Harris came to a nice jump stop right in the soft spot of that zone, put up a floater, and the Gaels cut the lead to 3.
Absolutely. Watson over to Hallaby. Lewis looking to shoot, but he's going to drive instead, and he's blocked by Harris. Gaels looking to get something going. Got a 4-on-3 fast break. Clarence with the pump fake. And it looks like Harris travels. So a lot of mistakes that have to do with traveling on both sides of the ball so far today.
Right, and these are some uncharacteristic turnovers we're seeing by the Gaels. Usually more disciplined team. As I like to throw out those head fakes a lot, but just getting ahead of themselves too much, taking an extra step.
Shaw has it in the corner. Looking to get something going here. Gonna pass it over to Lewis. Lewis over to Hallaby. Hallaby, nice move to get inside. Gonna find Nake. Nake's gonna take it. No good. He gets his own rebound. He will put it back up, and he gets it to go. Might have gotten away with a walk there, but he capitalizes.
Yeah, you gotta like the play of Hallaby there. Had a very open shot, makeable for him, but he's unselfish. Looked for the extra pass into the sure hands of Nake, and he was able to finish.
And a 5-point game here. Watson driving, and he carried his second carry of this game. And it's going to be Goretti ball.
Both teams looking pretty shaky out of the gate to start off the second half. And if you're Goretti, you can't let your opportunities pass you.
Top of the key is Clarence. Clarence looking to drive, passes it out to Kuhn. Kuhn trying to get something going, drives inside. And he's going to...
And we've seen Goretti go back to that several times, as there's a spot right inside of the free throw line, unaccompanied by the press.
Watson with the ball at the top of the key. Nake has it now. Hallaby gonna fire one from the wing. No good. Good box up by Blackney. Harris looking to run. Over to Kuhn.
And
it looks
he
like,
clearly walked there.
And the foul, and it will be a shooting foul. You saw that go the other way early in the first quarter, but he was in the process of shooting.
That's something you like to see if you're Coach Miller. Clarence getting the line, which he has not done often today. I think that's a key for the Gaels if they want to pull off the upset. You got to get the hands into Clarence, and you got to drive the lane and draw the fouls as he just did.
Absolutely. And now you see Loyola's, like you said earlier, live or die by the three, and Loyola's dying by it right now. The shots haven't fallen like they have in the first half. And a foul will be called, running through a screen. It was Rashawn Edwards. Nake drew the foul. Nake with it up top, back to Watson. Shaw has it now on the wing. And it's going to be an offensive foul.
Loyola very sloppy coming into the second half. And they start games off very slow and then find their rhythm. But you can't afford to make these kind of mistakes.
Absolutely. Almost every time down there, it's either a missed three-pointer or a turnover. Really got to maybe work the ball inside like you did early in the first half. Clarence has it now on Shaw. He's going to drive, and he's going to dunk it home. And one. Clarence just showing how athletic he really is.
You could put that one on the Sports Center top 10. I mean, Clarence just flew through the air, drew the foul, and slammed it down. So Clarence showing off the athleticism. And suddenly, Goretti has taken the lead.
Right, you got to be careful if you're Loyola. Goretti's about ready to just burst this game wide open, and you really need to get something going offensively before they just start running. Clarence going to finish the end one, and Goretti looking to press. Watson gets it into Hallaby. Hallaby blowing by two defenders here. Passes it out to Lewis. Lewis is going to try one. That does not go. Rebound Clarence. Clarence is going to fire it down. Kuhn's wide open. And Kuhn's going to dunk it home. And like I said, Loyola's really got to get the momentum swaying their way because Goretti is feeling it right now.
And Goretti is fired up as Davali is forced to take the timeout. And beautiful transition play, the presence of mind by Clarence there to find the outlet. And Kuhn did the rest, elevating and slammed it down. And Loyola finding themselves in a very difficult position, down 4
right,
at home.
Some might believe that it is in fact gone, but we've seen Coach Davali bring it back before. All he has to do is really just get his guys level-headed, just play their style of basketball, and
yeah, I mean,
they'll be fine.
Basketball is a game of runs, and ultimately the other team's going to go on a run of their own, but it's going to be whoever has the will to fight through and come up with the defensive stops. But we talked about execution, which has not been there in the second half for Loyola, so something they have to correct. I expect Coach Davali to draw up a few plays in the huddle. Also got to note the intensity with which Goretti has come into this third quarter with.
4-point lead for Goretti. Don's really, like I said many times, they need to get something going here. Otherwise, Goretti will make this game unreachable really quickly. Allaby has the ball. Edwards guarding him. Man-to-man full court press. Shaw has it at the top of the key. Shaw looking to get something going. Nake in the post. And it's going to be a foul. Called on Blackney, a blocking foul. And Loyola would really like to get to the line here.
That was another questionable call. It looked like Nake was in the act of shooting to me. But Lewis will take it from the baseline.
Let's see if Cameron Shaw can't get involved. He really hasn't been that much of a factor so far in this game. Lewis with the pump fake, nothing there. Kicks it back out to Shaw. Shaw with the bounce pass to Hallaby. Nelson back out to Hallaby. And a kicked ball. And Goretti's just really playing fantastic defense right now. Maybe Hallaby should have taken that shot there.
Yeah, he's a very unselfish player, but you've got to take the shots when they present themselves there. Hallaby should have knocked down 3.
And caught Goretti off guard. Hallaby getting the quick basket there. Harris brings it up, hands it off to Clarence. Clarence looking to get something going here. And a foul called on Hallaby. And Clarence looking to drive here, get to the rim, and Hallaby's trying to do his best to prevent that.
Yeah, and that was not a foul either. Hallaby didn't do anything to prevent Clarence from driving.
Clarence is going to try a 3, no good. Rebound Nake over to Hallaby. Hallaby taking up the court with a lot of haste, finds Shaw. Shaw going to take it into the paint, no good. Rebound Harris.
You got to finish those if you're Cam Shaw.
And an offensive foul called on Harris. Another good call by the ref. Hallaby standing still. The defender has right to his space, and that's going to go the other way every time.
Exactly. Good call by the refs there. So this game has gone back and forth. Loyola climbed out to an 8-point lead early. Goretti has since taken the lead midway through the third. Now Loyola, with their backs to the wall, will have to try to crawl back into this one.
Nelson with the ball, and it's stolen. Actually, no, a foul was called on Blackney. And 5 fouls already on Goretti this half.
And that's a good thing if you're the Dons, is they're so good at drawing fouls. If you're Goretti, you don't want this to turn into a free throw shooting contest because Loyola will beat you at that.
Lewis going to try one very far outside. He gets it to go. Kenny Lewis, a little quiet here, and he's getting going again in this half. Harris driving, looking to answer, and a foul will be called.
All right, and Lewis has been reliable throughout the contest, knocking down his 6th 3 of the game. Loyola regains the lead, and this will come down right to the wire.
And you've also seen that the refs have pretty much called anything ever. Like they're not really giving the guys any room to play here as Clarence misses a wide open 3. Lewis looking to get something going here. Hallaby. Nelson going to get it to go. And a tie game here. Loyola has a 3-point lead. And like you said, basketball's a game of runs, and looks like Loyola just had a little run for themselves.
Exactly. Beautiful look from Hallaby. I mean, he has been taking upon his shoulders to facilitate the offense and finding the passing lanes beautifully as he finds a cutting Nelson, who finished nicely.
Loyola up 3 here. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Hallaby will take it over the half-court line. Over to Shaw. Shaw's going to find Nelson at the top of the key. Shaw has it. Shaw's going to fire one. Just misses it. Rebound Blackney. Blackney's in a little bit of foul trouble here, having 3 fouls. Maybe Loyola's going to look to drive on him a little bit. Harris has it at the top of the key. And now it looks like Rashawn Edwards going to take over the offense here. Back over to Harris. Clarence looking to shoot, does not pull it. And it's going to be shot. A great shot here by Edwards from the corner.
Goretti really finding the best possible shot. As you see, immediately to Don's flock to Clarence, which allows for that open 3.
Norris in the corner, over to Nelson. And it's tipped by Edwards. Edwards really playing well these last few possessions, and Kuhn is going to check in, along with Mading, and that will bring out Clarence, as well as Blackney.
And Clarence gets a well-deserved breather. I mean, he's been out here the majority of the game, and this is something Loyola has to take advantage of with his imposing defensive presence not on the court for the time being.
Halby gonna fire it, wide open 3, just off the mark, and it's gonna be a foul on Norris.
I don't think so.
Nope, that wasn't really a box out. Norris reached over with his hand, tipped it over.
All right, that looked about as clean as it gets, and I think the officials are trying to call a good game, but I think some of the calls they've made are pretty questionable.
Absolutely. It seems every time somebody touches the other team, it's a foul. But some refs call it let the boys play. Others like to keep it strict. It's just the style of game, and you can easily say it's been even throughout.
Loyola back to that 2-3 zone, anchored by Shaw and Hallaby up top.
It appears that Clarence would like to hold this ball for the last shot. 10 seconds.
And they've got Shives setting up on the left corner unguarded.
Clarence going to take a beautiful turnaround jumper, and Loyola's going to turn it over. 2 seconds remaining. It looks like Goretti's going to be able to get a shot off here.
Definitely. I mean, 2 seconds is plenty of time to hoist up a 3.
Clarence going to fire it from about 30 feet out. Just misses it. So with the end of the third quarter, Goretti leads by 2 from Donald Irwin.
I'm Alex MD.
We'll be back to bring you the fourth. Start of the fourth quarter. Goretti leads Loyola 41-39. Mack has it at the top. Gives it to Clarence. Clarence been a physical presence on both sides of the ball. Clarence looking to drive. He's going to fire one up, and it's good. No, it was actually goaltending, Claude. Clarence touched the net after he shot it out.
An uncommon offensive goaltending, but the right call, as Clarence cannot make contact with the net before the shot rolled in.
You often see that when big guys try to tip it back in when they think the shot's coming out, but it's actually just going to roll right in. That cost the Gaels a little bit there, a little bit of their momentum, but Loyola's going to look to try to even it up here. Lewis looking to fire one over to Norris. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hallaby has it at the top of the key. Hallaby penetrating here. He's going to lay it up and in. Hallaby driving, and despite his height, he is really great down low. Very crafty.
Definitely, and Watson aggressive. Nearly had himself two steals there. All right, Hallaby has been very crafty in this quarter.
And Clarence driving. They really need to make sure he does not get into the lane because he's a very, very good finisher at the rim.
All right, I think this is a game that's going to come down to the last shot by the look of things. Goretti with a 2-point lead.
And Hallaby looking for Nelson just out of his reach. And a foul will be called.
It's a reach in on Lewis.
And Rashawn Edwards will check in for Josh Mack. And it appears as if the Gaels are in the bonus. And Blackney will knock down the first. And misses the second one. Nelson with the rebound.
Now Loyola cannot afford another turnover as they have to execute on every possession from here on out, and they turn it over.
And Blackney yams it. Most of these guys on the floor for Goretti can dunk, and that's just a mistake you can't afford to
yes,
make.
And Blakeney at 6'5", showing he's got the hops with his second throwdown of the day. And suddenly, Goretti climbing to a 5-point lead. A bit of a cushion, and with 6:20 left, Loyola really has to stop turning it over.
So far this game, you've seen runs. Loyola early in the first quarter, then Goretti responds. The start of the third quarter, Goretti takes a lead, then Loyola comes back, and now Goretti has just taken a lead. So let's see if Loyola can keep up that trend with 6:20 remaining in the game.
All right, and Loyola's had stretches where shots drop and other stretches where they just can't seem to get up the floor without turning it over. And in the last couple minutes of this game, every mistake will be costly.
Watson is going to bring it up. Nake is going to set the screen. Watson into Nelson. Nake stuck with the ball out here on the top of the key. Over to Nelson. Nelson to Shaw. Shaw looking to drive. He's got an edge. And he will lay it up and in. Cameron Shaw, very physical down low, and he's really developed into a great young player here for the Dons. Missed by Clarence. Harris with the rebound, loose ball. Watson gets it. 3-on-2 fast break.
Nice effort from Watson there.
And Dubam Naki gets it taken away. And it's an offensive foul called. And Coach Miller is very upset with that call. I think he fails to see that that was the correct call.
It was, and Watson came up huge on that rebound. And things getting a bit chippy here down the stretch. A 3-point lead for Goretti as Loyola draws their 6th charge of the game.
Nake with it. Looking to work in the post. And Chid gets it to go, and it's a 1-point lead. Harris driving, and he's going to miss it, but it's going to be a foul, and he will be shooting 2.
He was fouled on the way down. A late call there. But Chid back on the offensive end, showing off his skill set using the roll.
Harris knocks down the first. Halaby's going to check right back in for Dubem Nake.
One guy we haven't seen at all today is Trillian Young. Usually gets about 8 to 10 minutes per game. But Diwali not going deep into his bench today as his counterpart, Matt Miller, has.
Absolutely. Now with 5:27, it seems like Loyola's in the midst of their run here. Who are you really looking to, if you're Coach Diwali, to get involved in the offense and take the shot, maybe if it comes down to it?
Obviously, you got to think of Kenny Lewis. He's at 6 threes. I think he gives you the highest percentage right now to knock down a 3. Other than that, the rest of the squad has been quiet from downtown. But I think you got to work the pick and roll game with guys like Nelson and Anake. Halaby's done a great job of setting them up.
Right, and keep in mind Cortland Nelson can shoot the 3, and if you run maybe a pick and fade with him, like the Cavaliers do with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, maybe he can knock down a few 3s here. And after the timeout, and we do see Cortland Nelson out there. And it seems like Coach Diwali opting to have Watson bring it up as opposed to Halaby here. Seems like Halaby's much better offensively when the ball is in his hands. And Watson, nowhere to go, gives it to Nelson. Watson looking to drive over to Nelson. And there was a switch. Nelson's got the smaller clearance on him.
Down to 10 on the shot clock.
And it's stripped by Goretti. Loyola really disappointing offensive possession there. Not really getting much going.
Loyola tripled there on the 1-3-1 press, and they, throughout the evening, have not been able to find a good answer.
And Clarence just dominating down low. Nake went up for the block, but he just lifted it right over and high up on the glass.
Just like that. When they need him the most, the playmakers come to play. That's Clarence, very active throughout this contest. Extends the lead to 5.
And a turnover here for the Dons. Looks like they're having some struggles here on offense.
Yeah, Loyola's letting this one slip with about 4:20 left. Another basket. You got to feel good about yourself if you're ready, especially you can trust in that defense.
Absolutely. Clarence will pass it over to Edwards. Kuhn cutting. He was open there. And Nake was called for the foul.
Yeah, there was nothing there. Simply blocked the shot.
Right. There might have been a little bit of a follow-through bit there, but at that point, I think he just let them play. But that's not the official style. They have been calling it evenly, but it's just gotta hurt because usually that is a no call. First one here is good from Blackney. Lewis will check in.
Lewis checks back on. Need his hot hand down the stretch here, and they're gonna need it in a hurry, as they've stumbled offensively these last couple possessions, unable to generate anything.
And now it's a 3-possession game here. Watson will bring it up. They desperately need a basket here. Watson over to Shaw. Nake called for the screen, illegal screen, and there's no
I did not pick up on that there. Interesting call. But again, Loyola can't get into the set. They have planned offensively before taking a turnover, and you can't do that on your home court down the stretch in the fourth quarter.
And Clarence travels.
Yeah, he hesitated there. Took 2 steps at once. Both teams trading turnovers.
It is inbounded to Hallaby. Hallaby looking to get something going here, driving over to Watson. Shaw at the top of the key has it, guarded by Edwards. Lewis back over to Shaw. It's stolen by Blackney. And Blackney's going to throw it down with a one-handed slam. And careless mistakes by Loyola. 3 straight turnovers.
And he just went up with one-handed, slammed it down with ease. And as we mentioned, Goretti very deep. Guys like Blakeney coming off the bench, huge impact.
Watson driving, he will fire, and it is push loose ball foul.
That's the kind of recipe you need to pull off an upset on the road and out of conference in which you're not favored. You got to have dependable scoring from your bench as well as your starters. And so far, Goretti's bench has outproduced that of Loyola's, which is why they have a 9-point lead.
And Watson will hit the first of 2. It's very imperative here that the Dons hit their free throws. 3 minutes left. 8-point game pending Watson's second free throw. He will sink the second. 7-point game here. Just under 3 minutes left. Rashawn Edwards will bring the ball up here for the Gaels. Kuhn has it. Over to Amir Harris. Amir Harris has it. Gonna pass it back out to Edwards. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Mack driving with the one-handed floater, just short, rebound Nake. The Dons really need a basket here.
Yeah, they need to push the pace, and they got to score quickly.
And it will be a turnover off the shoe of Hallaby. And the Dons are just shooting themselves in the foot with all these mistakes.
Yep. And that's exactly it. We said turnovers would be a key to the game. Looked promising from the start, but from there on, Loyola with 11 turnovers.
Clarence has it. Harris will drive, and he will lay it up and in. Guys like Clarence and Harris, unlike in the first half, have been able to get to the rim.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, Goretti has got several good college prospects. I mean, they've been putting on a show today.
And Lewis will lay it up and in, and timeout Loyola, and it appears that Kenny Lewis is in a little bit of pain here. And we're going to take a short break with 1:39 remaining from Don Irwin.
I'm Alex MD.
We'll be back. Inbound it off the Kuhn, and it is yammed home by R.J. Blackney. This talented young fella has 3 dunks so far this game, if not 4. Not in Shaw in the knockout, he lays it home, but If you don't get a stop and some turnovers here, you're just not going to get anything
Yeah, I
going.
mean, that'll do it. Goretti playing the inbounds pass perfectly. Several quick passes to pick apart the trap. And Blakeney with his 4th slam dunk of the game. It's a 7-point lead with 1:15. And Coach Diwali's going to have to pull something out, get Lewis the ball, who's been very efficient from downtown.
Like you said, with 1:15 left, the time isn't just there just to play solid defense. You're gonna have to generate some turnovers and hit the shots down the stretch that you need to hit. If you get an open 3 here, you really can't afford to miss it. Down 7 with 1:15 left.
Don't necessarily need a 3 quite yet, as you're in the double bonus. And as history shows, Loyola very efficient at drawing fouls, getting to the free throw stripe.
And looks like the Dons will be implementing a press here. It looks like nobody will be guarding ball here, which is pretty interesting. As once you get it in, you can just give it right back. And the Dons...
That was very close to 5 seconds there. But Goretti does get off the timeout, as not guarding the ball paid off, as they're able to double clearance on the inbounds.
And if you're Coach Diwali right now, what are you saying to your guys?
Well, first of all, you're going to have to generate a steal off the inbounds, and then you've got to find the right shot selection. Doesn't have to necessarily be a 3, as long as you take the best shot available. But obviously, you can't let a guy slip behind you for an easy layup off this press.
And it's inbounded. Beautiful pass to Clarence. Clarence going to go.
Whoa.
And it's an offensive foul.
He went all Antonio Brown right there and kicked him Omari Watson in the face, and don't really see how that's a blocking
that's
foul.
too soon. Spencer Lanning still hasn't even recovered. All right, but there was some resemblance. And there is the break Loyola needed.
Watson clearly shaken up. Took a shot to the head.
Yeah, and Coach Diwali.
He may be in the concussion protocol.
I wouldn't say that quite yet. Might just be a little shaken up here. Might have something in his eye. I'm no doctor. But what I do know is that Loyola will have the basketball, down 3 possessions with 1 minute and 11 seconds left.
Watson will head to the locker room, so clearly more than shaken up.
Halliby will bring it up. Finds Shaw. And Shaw will get the rebound and get the bucket in. There's 5-point game with 1 minute left.
And really no need to foul yet.
Yeah, you know, at this point, one might desire to play some defense, get a rebound.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be fouling with 1 minute left. No need to foul until the shot clock's turned off.
So here's what happens. You get a stop here, about 40 seconds left on the clock, or here's what would have happened. You go down, get a basket, and then you foul. You don't foul, because then there you see.
And now you have to hope that Goretti's reliable free throw shooters miss, which is not an effective way, as he knocks down both.
Yep, and now you're right back where you started, but with 10 seconds left.
You have a better chance of getting a stop playing defense than fouling.
Shaw on the drive, misses the left-hand layup.
And apparently he was out of bounds, which he clearly wasn't.
Yep, but, you know, it might have been the last person to touch the ball. I'm not sure what the ref saw there, but now with 46 seconds left, a 7-point game, Loyola needs a turnover here.
And they've got the deep man wide open.
And with 9 points, the difference here with 35 seconds left, they're probably going to need a 3 at this point.
Yeah, Hallaby just lost track of his man. That's why I said earlier, you can't let a guy slip behind. And that's what Coach Miller did.
Rebound Nelson. And rebound Goretti. And 9-point lead here with 20 seconds left.
7-point lead for the Gaels. It is 9, shot clock error. And that'll about put the icing on the cake with a few free throws. Goretti will look to pull off the upset in an out-of-conference Baltimore Catholic League matchup. Clearly the better team today, especially defensively.
I would assume that considering Loyola has less points than Goretti. Patrick Norris checks in for Dubam Nake. And Harris set to take his second free throw. And it's good. So double digits here. Loyola, 20 seconds left, trying to get something going here. And, you know, I certainly believe in miracles, but I'm not sure one's going to happen tonight.
As Loyola will drop to 2-3 on the season. 2 out-of-conference losses to McDonough and Mount St. Joe's. As Shaw can't get the roll. And Mading checks.
Lewis going to fire one in the corner. It's going to be blocked by Harris. And that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Final score, Gaels 64, Dons 53. This has been Loyola Radio Network from Donald Irwin.
I'm Alex MD.
And we'll see you next time.